All right, welcome everybody to Secrets of the Mind of a Man, where we talk about how men think when it comes to dating, relationships, and love. And I'm doing this reaction. I'm Kelvin Troy Johnson, dating and relationship coach, uh, men's counselor for 17 years, turned love coach. So now we've got some reactions. We've got a great video to react to today. So we're talking about successful modern women. And we have one in particular here explaining why she is still single after 40. She's a doctor. She's a medical doctor. And she's a beautiful woman, well-spoken, comes from a good family. She's got a situation that many of my clients actually find themselves in. So I thought that this would be a great video to review. So let's get into it.
So this is a topic that actually for a long time was very, very sensitive for me. And if my younger self would have told me that, or if my younger self knew that I was going to talk about not being married and being over the age of 40, I think I would have freaked out because it's often been very sensitive. Many of you guys ask me, and rightfully so, are you married? Do you have children? What's your deal? Are you dating, etc.? Totally get it. Fair question, right? And I've always been transparent with you guys. I've never been married. I am currently single. I'm dating, or rather, online dating and doing that whole online thing, which y'all know how I feel about that, but I'm trying. But no, I've never had children. And, the topic of marriage, especially when you're over 40 and you're a woman, is something that can be touchy, I think, for many of us. It certainly has been touchy for me. So I wanted
All right. So she is over 40. She's been out there. She has this is a woman who has prioritized her education. She did what every parent tells their daughter to do. Go get an education. Don't really care that much about boys and marriage and all that stuff. Get your papers, get on board with your career. So this woman got on board with her career, and this is a situation that a lot of our successful, single, amazing women find themselves in, that they missed the boat on marriage. It's kind of it's very touchy. It's very touchy, but it still is. And she's gonna wrap this into a nice little bow. But we're gonna work our way through this. You guys drop your comments below as well. Hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go.
Tell you a little bit about my story and also tell you why I think this is really important for us all to talk about. First of all, like I said, never been married, but I have been engaged. I was engaged about 4 years or so ago, very short-lived. I ended the engagement. That was absolutely the right thing to do, and I'm happy that I did that. Never looked back. Okay. So that is, I was engaged once. I've never had children, but I have frozen my eggs before I turned 40.
Okay. So she's been proposed to, but no marriage. Now, you would think that a woman who has this much going on would be proposed to many times. But here's the thing, you guys, sometimes it comes down to focus. Sometimes you do have to decide what you're going to focus in on and what's going to be important to you in the future. No doubt about it. Choosing education is a good choice, but there are consequences to every choice. Let's keep going.
Actually, my parents, it was my parents actually who encouraged me to freeze my eggs. And I remember being like completely offended by them saying it. I was like, what, you think I can't find no man? What, you think I can't get no man? What you trying to say? I was so offended. I was like, what? And I literally talked to some of my girlfriends telling them this story, like, you'll never believe what my parents told me to do. And they were like, oh yeah, I've frozen my eggs. And I was like, what, huh? Come again? Anyway, long story short, I've done a video on that. So ladies and gentlemen, for the ladies in your life, take a look at that. Egg freezing is really a thing, and it's an important thing for many of us. And I froze my eggs twice before the age of 40. I didn't get a lot of eggs the first.
Ooh, she froze her eggs twice. Man, that's tough. That's tough. She was really preparing for what was to come. I have clients who have been through this same exact thing. Some female clients been through the same exact thing. Successful, focused on the career, waited for the right man, and just waited for the man to come to her and find themselves having to freeze eggs. It's a blessing that we're in that time and that you can still do this. But it is a situation that can't be looked past. Let's keep going.
Time, and then I got more the second time. So I do have eggs in the freezer. I pay egg rent every year, but I've never had children, etc. So
wow, got to pay egg rent. Man, God bless America. You got to pay egg. It's not even there's nothing there. And you got to pay every month for it to stay there, adding even more pressure. Let's keep going.
So I know a lot of you are probably like, well, why have you never been married? Let me first start out by just like real talk. I think one of the hardest things about never having been married, being over the age of 40, etc., is I've always been afraid of what people think about that. And maybe it's not the thing you're thinking about, right? There is a lot of societal pressure to be married, to have children, especially in certain cultures, in certain parts of the world, etc. So that exists. But interestingly enough, my parents never put a lot of pressure on me to get married and procreate, have children. In fact, sometimes I wish they put more pressure on me. Maybe I would have made it more a priority, but I don't blame this on them.
Listen, I don't want to skip past that. This is important for us, all of us who are parents, to have these conversations with our kids about relationships, about marriage, about the future. Right? Yes, go get your education, but understand that somebody is going to want you to be a husband. So you got to learn some husband skills while you're getting your education, while you're doing your thing. Somebody's going to want you to be a wife. So get your education, but be preparing yourself to be a wife, not putting it out of your mind and then hoping that one day the prince is coming with his hand and going to carry you away, and you're going to make a bunch of beautiful kingly babies. It's not that many princes out there. So I understand having to prepare for this. This is a tough conversation, but we're going to learn something through this. Let's keep going.
I've always been worried about the stigma that I have always felt attached to it. My younger brother is married with a beautiful wife and a beautiful family. And my brother, I've always looked to for guidance and advice. I always say like he was like the normal one, the one with a lot of common sense between the two of us. And I always used to, I don't know, I would talk to him about things. I was always worried about people thinking there must be something wrong with me because I'm unmarried and over the age of 40. I mean, okay, let's just be real. You see someone, you're like, why aren't they married? What's wrong with them? What's their problem? There must be something. She crazy.
Sometimes people are crazy. Look, some people are single for a good reason. For some people, they invested all of their intelligence into their education and not into common sense and enjoying regular things. Everything is academic. Everything is competitive. Everything is on that track, and there's none specifically for the women. There's none invested in the femininity. Listen, one of the most important investments you can make as a woman is investing in your femininity. All things that make you feel more like a woman. Those are the things that men actually look for. And I'm telling you, I bet this lady did not invest very much in her femininity, in being around in the quality places where the quality of men are going to show up, right? There's a whole thing with this. So, but let's keep going.
Right? Is that not something that people wonder about or worry about? And yes, sometimes. And I'm not putting everybody under the bus, but I'm just saying that is something I have always been worried and bashful about. Are people going to think there's something wrong with me?
Is something wrong with you? So this is the wrong way of thinking. And if this is something that's in your mind, I encourage you to just begin to cycle that out. There is nothing wrong with you. There's only one reason that someone like this lady is not married, not in a significant relationship. It's because she doesn't know how to find the quality of man she's looking for. Now, I know in the storybooks, we make it seem like it's all fate. And fate will find me, and all I have to do is pray and meditate and focus on the future, and he will come and show up. If you don't leave your house, nobody's coming. If you don't leave your house, if you don't put yourself in the quality environment where the quality of man you're likely to find will find you, then it often won't happen.
Well, shoot, there might be. I don't know, but I don't want that. The other thing is, sometimes people have opinions. Well, oh, you must be picky. Oh, you must this, you must that. And, what I worried about and what I've always been sensitive to with not being married and being over the age of 40 were those things, those thoughts from other people. Why isn't she married? What's wrong with her?
Okay, listen. One of the issues that comes up with this is what she just talked about. It's that mindset. Now, are you guys listening to this? How she is being affected by what everyone else is saying, what everyone else is doing, the positioning of everybody else, right? If you're worried about all those things, you're not loving who you are. Look, my talks are really about self-love. It's mostly about self-love, which attracts other people to you, right? So getting into the thing that you love. Listen, and by the way, if you're doing online dating, you need fresh photos. I haven't even seen your photos yet. You need fresh photos. You need the best quality photos that you can get, especially as women, because women are the center of beauty in our society. Women are the center of beauty. You're it, right? There's nothing on earth more beautiful than the human woman. So you have to enhance your beauty at all costs. Not at all costs, but you get what I'm saying. Like, you have to really invest in it because it is your gift to the world. And there is a man who is standing by, just watching, just paying attention. Men see this lady, but she doesn't know how to attract them. One of the things is she might be waiting for them to come after her. Look, this isn't 1939, right? This isn't even in the biblical times where we say, oh, if a man foundeth a wife, foundeth a good thing. So I'm not going to be out. I'm not talking to no man. In 2023, it's okay to say hello to somebody. It's okay to walk up to a man and give a man a nice compliment. It's all right. It's not going to kill you. And you're not his husband and you're not his wife. You're just a stranger saying hi to another stranger. Just saying.
She must not be picking right. Well, and I get it. I don't blame people for wondering. And I'm not saying everyone has those thoughts, but I know some might.
Okay. I'm gonna fast forward through that.
When I was in my 20s, to be honest with you, I was just trying to make my parents proud and to become something.
Okay. So again, my lady here today was focused on making her parents proud, right? This is more outside influence as opposed to being intrinsically driven. Everything is for someone else. What other people are going to think, what my parents are thinking, what my parents did, this is how you find yourself 40 and unmarried. Got to take full responsibility for whatever is in your life.
Because I honestly was truly afraid that I wouldn't be. That was something I worried about. And you know what? I didn't take dating very seriously. I dated in med school. I dated people in med school. I didn't take it very seriously. In my 30s, I still was that way through half of my 30s. But what happened was around the time I
So wait, I'm gonna stop it right here for a minute. If you're in your 20s, take dating seriously. You are interviewing, if you're a lady, you're interviewing husbands. Don't go on dates with people who couldn't be a husband. If you're in your 20s, that's your prime years. Okay. It's your prime years. And especially look, you ladies who go to the university, those are the quality of men. You're never going to be in a space for the most part where you have that many educated men in one place. So I always say college is a great place to find a husband. Let's go.
started freezing my eggs, my latter part of my 30s, I actually started panicking about the fact that I wasn't married. And I remember specifically talking to my mom being like, why didn't I take this seriously? Why didn't I make better decisions? And I started thinking back to all the guys I dated being like, oh, should I go back? Maybe he was one. Why didn't I, and I tortured.
She tortured herself thinking about the ones that got away. So her alarm bell went off in her 30s. That maybe we need to start looking towards dating. Maybe we need to start learning how to date. Maybe we need to, in her 30s. So which sets you up to be 40 and single, right? So I'm suggesting that you follow my shows, right? Check in with me on TikTok. I'm Kelvin Troy Johnson on TikTok, right? Get this information. You have to learn, just like she had to learn medicine. You have to learn how to date. You have to learn who to date. You have to learn where to date. You have to learn it as if, look, think of it as if you were in war. You have to learn your opponent. You have to learn how men, if you want a man, you have to learn how men think. And no, it's not as simple as all men just want sex. No, it's much deeper. It's much deeper than that. We're going to get a little bit more of this and then we're going to get out of it.
Tortured myself. Crucified myself because I said, how could you not have taken this seriously? What did you do? You let all this time pass and now you're almost 40. And what the flip? How did we get here? Because all of a sudden I was approaching 40 and my parents were like, you need to freeze your eggs. I was like, ah. And I was really hard on myself during that time. I really, really was hard on myself. I was remorseful. I was regretful. I was embarrassed. And I felt like I had wasted a lot of time. And then in my 40s, which I am, I'm proud to say that things have gotten a little bit better for me, meaning how much or little rather I beat myself up. The reason why I haven't gotten married is honestly because I haven't found him yet.
Okay. She admits it. The reason she hasn't gotten married is she hasn't found him yet. So the question is, what are you actually doing? And I'm not just talking about online dating, but what are you actually doing to find the quality of man that you're looking for? And I want to tell you, if you've made it to your 40s doing it your own way and it hasn't worked, that means you need some help. Okay? Look, there are some colds that you can just head down to CVS, get something off the shelf, and it'll help. Boom, back to normal, feeling better. There are some colds you got to go to the hospital. You have to see a doctor. You have to get an exam. You have to get antibiotics. You have to be under the doctor's care for a while in order to get you where you want to go. And if you have really struggled with dating and you haven't found what you're looking for, there's a problem with that. If you've gone all the way into your 40s and still never had anything significant, there's something going on and you need a professional to get in on that. So if that's you, look, click the link in the bio. You can book a session with me personally, and we'll walk you through the whole process and help you to find what you are looking for out here in the dating world. As well, I want you guys to click the link in the bio below and get my new book, Secrets of the Mind of a Man: How Men Think When It Comes to Dating, Relationships, and Love. It's going to be good for you. and it's going to inform you on some things you hadn't even thought of. So, all right, you guys, till next time, peace and love. Get you.